Hi there everyone, love and light to you. So I'm actually in a quiet space right now, so I'm gonna just kind of like speak almost in a whisper, and I'm using the headphones, so hopefully you can hear me still. But I hope you're all doing well, and I just wanted to make a video here about the energy space that we're moving into, specifically as it pertains to the new moon in Cancer coming up. And this is coinciding with the Mercury retrograde period that we're also moving into, right around the 7th of July. We're already in the pre-shadow period of Mercury retrograde, so we absolutely already be feeling these energies. Things from the past, those of you may not be already familiar with Mercury retrograde, things from the past sort of coming up for review, specifically as it relates to the archetype of Mercury in your personal birth chart, as well as I'm here in Cancer, so absolutely, and we are in the Sun in Cancer period, and the new moon in Cancer coming up as well. So there's a lot of this sort of overlaying of energy, specifically as it relates to Cancer, the moon, the 4th house, and Gemini, the planet of Mercury in 3rd house. So feel free to take a look at your birth chart and kind of take a look to see what might be stimulated for you in particular around this time. If it's something you want to take a hands-on approach with, you can also work one-on-one. I have a number of services that speak specifically to that if you want to work one-on-one together and take a look at how the energies move through the birth chart as it relates to this moon cycle. But in a general way, you may find that there's stimulation of certain, even I'm seeing it as like, I'm hearing it as like accesses, ways that your energy it manifests over time. I'm hearing it in that way, and we're in a period of really stimulating the past, right? Given the Cancer, the moon, the archetype, right, related to the womb, the mother, is being touched upon. And so Cancer can speak, right, of like the past, of cycles, of memory, of history. Typically it speaks of the energy of the childhood home, the upbringing, and things like that. So there is a focus on even the deeper layers of our subconscious, of our psyche, that might be kind of aroused at this time, stimulated around this time. So be that, certain memories, it's being brought up and sort of filtered out is what I'm hearing specifically for a number of you. We're being presented with, let's say, even an opportunity to very clearly and concisely, even objectively assess this otherwise sentimental space, right? Given that we're applying this almost like this, the element of Mercury. And so if we were to think of it though, again, it's all a matter of how it's working personally for you. Take a look at, again, what's going on with your Mercury and what might that space be speaking to in your birth chart. So, it is a powerfully, this is how I sort of see this period, and this opportunity is as powerfully clarifying. And why is that so, right? Taking the clarifying energy of Gemini, the ability to rationalize, internalize, to assess, and really ultimately to deliver consciousness, awareness, right? Gemini is the messenger, applied to matters of the very core, the depth. And so again, depending on where you've got even your moon, again, a lot of things can be stimulated around this time. Really, I would highly advise to take a look at your birth chart. It is a solar eclipse. It is eclipse, the new moon in Cancer, so it's a point of also release. What is it that we're finally ready to make peace with, to part with? And what does parting mean? Is it really like goodbye, or is it the understanding of the part that it has played, right? And so everything is sort of connected, right? It's like, how can we say that the first chapter in a book is not related to the last? Like, you needed the first chapter to get to the last chapter, right? So that's not to say that it's also not very real on an emotional level, because it is. It is still touching upon the core of our identity, the core of who we are. Of the very beginning, or the underpinning. That lunar consciousness of how we were created, right? If we really think about Cancer, if we think about the concept from which love originates, the power, the space of power to create, right? Of all times, I have no tissue. No tissue. Sorry, guys, 1 second. Yeah, I really have absolute tissue. Just gotta let it flow, right? And of all things, I think this is a time of absolute emotional honesty. And that's the beauty of Mercury, right? It is that sort of that absolute clarity and specifically of the mind, how we perceive, how we reflect, associate with by way of perception. In this case, what we feel, right? Cancer and the moon, the 4th house. So, don't be afraid to feel. I think that's ultimately the point of this. Stage of ultimately raising consciousness, right? We have to be willing to come in touch with these aspects of our being. Just because it's deep and just because it's emotional doesn't mean that it doesn't deserve to be addressed as that. So if you need to feel certain things, like, feel it, really feel it. And so this might actually be a space for a number of you of conquering the concept, even perceptively, of vulnerability. Of fear. And in bringing this voice of also the inner child out to play, we hold so much more clearly, consciously, our connection to that space. So for those of you who feel compelled, and 11 right there, and someone just sent a message, and I'm gonna read it out. Well, it's a lovely message. Nat, you're me, that's so sweet. Okay. Divine right there. 11:11 a.m. Thank you. It's a vibe. Not, felt compelled to call that out. But, for those of you who feel called, really called around this time to write, to connect with people even, and be it people from the past, whatever that space is where it's like, you know what, this really calls for me to be vulnerable. This really is calling for me to access that part of myself that I wish to speak through. And this is a period of processing, of translating our emotional reality, right? And again, even if what that emotional reality speaks to, even if it's, it takes us way back, even if it is very intense, and for those who've got even, let's say, a lot of Scorpio overlapping, even the moon, the 4th house, there could be a lot of, or even Cancer, or ruling the 8th, but let's say Scorpio, and ruling the 4th, the moon in Scorpio. This could really be a time where it's about the intensity of the also memories that we hold, the emotional reality of also our connection to our experience over time. So, right, so there is a sort of process of elimination even that plays some sort of directive role here. And again, for those of you who feel like called even to write, to sing, to paint, to dance, to do some sort of artistic I'm hearing like movie making, I'm hearing like I'm hearing screenplay writing, like perhaps to channel these emotions, to channel these experiences, these voices, these characters through some form of medium may really be something you feel called to for a number of you. So, and I'm hearing rest as well. So, don't be afraid to share in some way this experience with yourself. And I'm hearing also for a number of you with your followers, if you, let's say, are someone who has a strong also, I'm hearing a calling, or I'm hearing also performance. Like if, let's say, you are a performer and there is a certain context to a certain event or space that you are holding, or whatever it may be, some sort of I'm hearing the history to the voice, and it's a somewhat of personal cycle for a number of you perhaps, and it's like, well, how is it that I am to kind of merge that personal space with that which is public? So I'm seeing that there, perhaps for a number of you, is a strong communicative presence of what it is that you actually also feel is sacred. So yeah, my Cancer is actually I have my moon is Sagittarius, and I have Cancer cusping the 9th house. and I have Chiron in there, so I'm just like kind of like a mess, but sometimes it has to get messy. At moments, to get more in touch with the order of our emotions and the role that we choose for them to play out as in our life. So what I'm seeing is that there is the clarity of how we channel this energy that is associated with the moon, with Cancer, with the 4th house, and Mercury, yes, is here to kind of break any cycle of how we have channeled this energy to this point, even on a mental level, on a mental plane. So I'm saying that for a number of you, there is a really strong breaking point in terms of how we have identified even where this energy space is relevant for us or lives throughout as in our world. So I'm saying that you're getting really clear on how you feel connected to even, let's say, the archetype of the mother in your own personal sort of energetic being and experience. So, you know, we've all got the yin, we've all got the archetype of Cancer, so we've all got the 4th house. How it is that we connect to it may come up for review around this time, but I'm saying specifically that it's alleviating, okay? It's inspiring. It's invigorating, okay? It's enlightening. But I'm seeing it as like actually light. It's actually physically light. So, wherever you feel called to, even, I'm hearing like, I'm hearing pray, I'm hearing for a number of you, but also pass this energy through. You might feel that it is, and it could be in a social way. I'm hearing it environmentally for a number of you, so I'm not sure what that might be alluding to, but I'm seeing that there's something perhaps that you feel socially you would like to really kind of set the stage with. So I want to actually jump into a reading series, real brief for each of the signs to kind of get a sense for what might be coming through. Let's take a look, Cancer, 1 second. Or everyone here, we've all got Cancer, but we'll begin with Cancer, right? It is your new moon, Cancer. And let's see what's coming through. Okay, Cancer, I'm hearing finally. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to step into these readings. I'm going to post them as separate readings, alright? So, Cancer, will begin here with you. And I'm going to have the links posted. Alright, so feel free to access those via the playlist channel. And I'll hopefully have the links in the bio box below as well. Alright, thank you so much for tuning, and I'll see you there. Bye. Hi there, Cancer. Lights you all here. I'm whispering. I really hope that you'll be able to hear me. Because I'm in somewhat of a quiet space, so let's get into it here for you, Cancer. There's a brief reading for the moon and moon in Cancer, new moon in Cancer. And let's see what comes through here for you. I'm hearing you're making it clear. I'm hearing you're making it real clear. I'm hearing in terms of a decision, perhaps for a number of you have something that you want to talk about, that you want to address, and we are here at your eclipse, new moon in Cancer. It's all about you, Cancer, what you feel specifically, right? Because the new moon speaks of that sort of core of connection, in and of itself, to how we perceive of what we create, and the moon speaking of cycles of manifestation. So specifically, Cancer, when the new moon goes into Cancer, there's a focus on that space of how we feel sentimentally connected to what we create. And I really hope you guys can hear me. All right. But yeah, so for many of the Six of Cups, Two of Cups, there's something about, let's say, even how we acknowledge what we feel. Also, really motivated by, stimulated, also called to create. And for a number of you, this is not an actual social space, and it may actually be a platform or some form of I'm hearing a very public role or position that you see yourself taking on here down the line. You have the Ten of Pentacles as well, the Ace of Cups, getting really honest, the moon in reverse, Eight of Swords upright. It's so obvious. I'm seeing like there's somewhat of a blatancy with which things are now becoming clear, and it's kind of like I'm seeing it as the clarification, the processing of the timeline of your, I'm hearing faith, I'm hearing emotions, how it is that you have felt that your emotions have played a role also as it relates to your thoughts. So in other words, I'm seeing you're getting really clear on the self-talk and which thoughts really inspire, motivate your direction of expansion, of creation. The Three of Wands leading you out. It's so exciting, Cancer. And it's an emotional renewal. Yeah, it really requires a lot of change. Okay, Eight of Wands is in reverse, the Tower is in reverse. It requires a lot of honesty, vulnerability, emotionally. The Daughter of Cups is mirroring the Ten of Cups, sandwiching Lovers. There's a process of understanding why we feel drawn to create what it is that we do, and we're being really confronted with the concept of creation in and of itself. And isn't that really what Cancer speaks to, right? The moon is mother, it's the womb, it's it's emotional at the end of the day. Yes, it's sacred, it's evolutionary, but it's just as much our willingness and readiness to readily address what that space is for us on a personal level. And we've all got Cancer some in our chart, right? We've all got, all 12 signs. So there is a point of release, though, and I'm seeing for a number of you it has to do with the concept of love. It has to do with, which is under transformation. I'm seeing that for a number of you. But also the concept of creation and manifestation. Really, I'm hearing also magic, and for a number of you, I'm hearing your faith is being restored big time. I'm seeing 4-4, 4-1-4 as well, 4-1-4-8, big time here. Your faith is being tested also, and how you are willing to address what it is that you feel so called to present. I'm hearing it as, but specifically to pursue. And for me, this is an actual space of presentation publicly, and it is highly controversial for a number of you. I'm seeing specifically where the feeling, maybe, when I come out with this, no one's going to be sitting, I'm hearing, in the same corner of the office doing the same type of work. I'm not sure what that's alluding to, but for a number of you, there might be a number of different processes that you feel this point of even inspiration really leads to. And for a number of you, it's a matter of getting clear. I'm hearing clear on how we address the topic of love. And sometimes it's by way of the process of realizing what makes us feel uncomfortable, right? It's like love. I've read this list of sort of like a long list of like love, like kind of like quotes about love, or kind of like the definition of love, and it set it up as a comparison. It was like, love is light, obsession is heavy, things like that. And I'm seeing here, Cancer, that there is a focus on that connection space of, what does it actually feel like? What is love supposed to feel like? What does it mean to love what you do? What does it mean to feel that we are comfortable in that space in whatever way it holds for you? So be it, for example, even it's kind of like, well, the concept of love, how is it that I hold that space honestly, authentically with myself as a creator, and be that professionally, be that emotionally, be that on a personal level with yourself. How do I hold this relationship of love with myself, and how do I also share that same vision with others? For a number of you, you're communicating about this big time. You are, for many of you, perhaps writing text messages that take you 10 years back. Okay, for a number of you, really, sending emails. I'm hearing also, I'm hearing legal here with the 10 of Cups, the 8 of Cups. Like, I'm seeing for a number of you, you may actually be almost, I'm hearing like printing your emotions, like in a contract. I don't know what that's about, but I'm seeing for a number of you, like you're perhaps making a proposal, but specifically, this is a coming together. I'm hearing a coming out, and I'm going to continue reading in a part 2, okay, Cancer? So bear with me, and I'll be right back, all right? Here, we're leading off with the Daughter of Cups and the Fool perpendicularly to one another, leading out into the future. And what I'm getting is that there's a big next step for a number of you that you feel really guided to take on. And I'm hearing it has to do with, I'm hearing the grapevine. I don't know, it is lunar history for a number of you. I'm hearing, but specifically release. I'm hearing also of what was kind of like not satisfying, okay? And I'm seeing that there is a certain, I'm seeing it as related to, I'm hearing what you see as manifesting over time. Now, this has to do with what you see as holding potential, Cancer, big time. This has to do with what you see as really being also holding, I'm hearing a memory space over time. All right, so let's see what comes through. Love and light to Cancer. We'll move on to the next part. All right, bye. All right, Cancer, we're here with a part 2. He said, Aries and Sagittarius want to come through for you right here, Cancer. We're ready to move into the next step and stage of your reading with the Fool leading you out, okay? Looking down at the Daughter of Cups and the Father of Cups in reverse, looking back in the past of the 9 of Pentacles. Okay, Aries, I'm hearing it so strongly. Again, I'm hearing Capricorn as well. You have the Mother of Pentacles in reverse. I'm hearing the Daughter of Cups. Now, for a number of you, though, let's get really clear. And the Chariot in reverse. I'm hearing you're really getting very clear on what is a space that is motivating for you. And Cancer, I'm seeing this has to do with your connection. I'm hearing to your faith. I don't know what that might be alluding to, but I'm hearing it has to do with your imagination and how you actually, I'm hearing move how you move forward into that space. Actually, in front of me, this is a process of transmutation, getting really clear, like checkmating, undoing every aspect of your world that has felt inauthentic. And we are in the process of really processing the emotional space is what I'm kind of getting. And seeing that at times it's a matter of realizing what has just felt uncomfortable and really addressing that. Thank you so much for tuning in. And we're going to move here into Aries. Thank you so much, Cancer. Love in the light. Enjoy this period. And we'll see you soon. And the extended reading is available via the link in the bed box below. Feel free to click through there and you got routed to it, alright? And thank you all so much again for tuning in. Aries, thank you so much for connecting here. We're here with, I'm hearing the love of your life. I don't know what those learns are. Get ready, get ready, get ready. I'm hearing something has become really obvious to someone. I'm seeing like someone either realizes like, oh, I'm seeing someone like turning around like, holy shit. I'm hearing, I'm in love. I'm hearing